Hey my love, my name is Felicia Morgan and welcome to my channel. Listen, if you haven't already, before we get into it today, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. Make sure you turn on your notifications, that way you get the other videos and the new content that I will be dropping in the coming weeks. And if you haven't already, head over to Instagram, make sure you follow me there for the day-to-day and continued encouragement throughout the week. All right, so now that we got all of that out the way, today we are talking about how to be encouraged, how to declare victory over your life. Because let's face it, when we start walking into life and we start doing the thing, like, we can get pumped up, we feel encouraged, we feel like, yes, I'm gonna do the thing. When God drops that little God idea to you, you like, yes. And then all of a sudden you gotta go do it and you like, whew, I don't know. So if you've been following me for a while, you know, like, throughout the pandemic, I have had moments, I've had seasons where it's just like, I don't know. I've been overwhelmed, I've been discouraged, I've been discontent, I've had to like get filled back up, take a break, step back. And even still, as I continue to do things, it's like, okay, I know you showed me that, but like, how? And so the other day I was reading the book of Joshua, and as I was reading it, sis, I was convicted, because throughout the book of Joshua there are these constant reminders, chapter after chapter after chapter after chapter. And look, I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't count the time, so I don't have specifics, but all I know is multiple chapters throughout the book of Joshua, God says, do not worry, be encouraged, be strong, be courageous. Didn't I show you that you were going to conquer this land? So go after it. Didn't I show you? Didn't I promise? I told Moses, and so now you're here, and I need you to go do the thing so that that promise can be fulfilled. So listen, I know we start overthinking things. I know it's easy to get in our feelings about things, but God is saying, I promise this to you, and so I've done my part. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to continue to do my part, but I need you to be a partner with me. I need you to be a friend. I need you to do the thing that I showed you. It's time to get out of our head. It's time to activate the vision that God gave us. It's no longer like, how can I do this? But really acting on it and moving out of faith that he's going to do the things that he said he was going to do, because he is. He is, and he has, and he will. God has given you victory. If he said it, it's going to come to pass. And so it's not for us to figure out all the details. It's not for us to figure out all of the process. No, God is God. Let God be God. Let him take care of the details. Let him take care of the process. But that thing that he showed you, you don't have to know all the steps. All you got to know is the next step. And when you do that, God's going to show you the next step. And he's going to show you the next thing. So it's no longer about sitting back. It's no longer about wondering how it's going to get done. It's no longer making plans. No, you made the plans. You figured it out. You've been thinking about the steps. It's time for you to do the first step. It's time for you to do the first thing. It's time for you to make that call. It's time for you to write the book. It's time for you to make the design. It's time for you to sew the design together. It's time for you to do the baking. It's time for you to start the business. It's time for you to fill out the application. It's time for you to do the thing that God showed you, because it will happen and it's going to come to pass. But God can only do so much. If Joshua did not go and conquer the land would not have been conquered. God would have had to wait for somebody else further down in their generation. But no, it was up to Joshua. He said, Joshua, I already showed you this. Joshua, I already told you this. Joshua, you were with Moses when I told Moses. And so this is the time. This is the time for you to take it. It's no longer about sitting back. It's no longer about worrying about it. It's no longer about figuring out how it's going to get done. It's about doing the thing. It's about going into action. It's about activating and conquering the promise that I already showed you. I am with you. I already showed you this. I already told you this. And so be encouraged, daughter. Be encouraged, sis. Like, God already said he got you. God already said he has your back. God already showed you what it was. But it's up to us to do the thing. So stop overthinking it. Get out of your head. Stop second guessing yourself. Listen, if you aren't sure of yourself, guess what? God is sure of you. God trusts you to get it done. That's why he told you to do it. So I know you think you don't have all the knowledge. You got imposter syndrome, but look, God said you're not an imposter. You are his child, and it's time for you to go ahead and go for it. Just go for it, because you already have the victory. You don't need to know everything. You don't have to figure out all the steps. He got the details figured out. He just needs you to be his partner on this earth and do the thing. So go for it. Keep your head up. Get out of your head. Stop overthinking it and go for it. Because victory is promised to you because God said so. So listen, that's what I have for you today. I hope that you are encouraged. Remember, make a list of the things that God showed you. Make a list of the things that God promised to you. Make a list of the visions that he showed you, and start declaring victory over your life. Start speaking life into those things, and the things that you know that you can do today, the things that he showed you can do this week, the things that you can start doing this month, do them. Just do it. Just go for it. Just go all in and go for it, because it's going to happen. All right, so be encouraged. Go for it. You got it. God gave you the victory, and that's that on that. Okay, so listen, if you have ever had a moment, if you've ever had a season where you weren't sure of anything, you weren't sure how it was going to come to pass, and God showed up anyhow, I want you to drop that story in the comments. I would love to hear about it. I would love to hear your testimony, not just for me, but for your sisters that are watching, that maybe they're like, okay, but like how? Like, they need to be encouraged. And not only do they need to be encouraged and see that, yes, God shows up when he says he's going to show up, but even for ourselves, sometimes we got to get encouraged by our own testimony, because sometimes we can be like, you know what? God did show up that time, and so if he did it before, he's gonna do it again. So I would love to hear that in the comments below, your testimonies of how God showed up for you and delivered on his promise. And before we go, if you thought about anybody, if you thought about a sister as you were watching this, please go ahead and share it with her. Let's spread the love and not keep it to ourselves. All right, I would love for you to share it with her. And listen, if you didn't do it at the beginning of this video and you haven't done it yet, remember to subscribe. All right, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.